first time I really came over here. You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And and I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it.
Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein. You did it. I didn't. You did it. Shut the f*** up. Please welcome Sandra Bullock.
You know they eat. That is not. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste.
I'm saying that there are people that were the people that did this to both me and Corey that are still working. They're still out there, and they're some of the richest, most powerful people in this business.
And they are.
And they do not want me saying what I'm saying right now.
Are you saying that they're?
Yes.
And that they're still in this business?
Yes.
That's what. Yeah.
Rumors have been circulating online asking whether anyone has heard from Mel Gibson since he allegedly tried to expose powerful people in Hollywood. Some conspiracy-leaning discussions claim that after speaking about dark secrets in the industry, he began keeping a much lower profile. Around the same time, people also started questioning appearances by Jim Carrey, which only fueled speculation that something unusual was happening behind the scenes. Because of this, internet commentators often claim that the threat is real for celebrities who speak too openly. Reports and fan theories even suggest that Gibson's longtime colleague Mark Wahlberg has privately checked on him and advised him to stay cautious, although there is no verified evidence confirming those claims. These conversations often connect to broader allegations about hidden networks operating in the entertainment industry. According to these theories, some aspiring actors or models are lured into dangerous situations through promises of fame or financial success. Supporters of these claims say that Gibson once tried to alert authorities about disturbing behavior he believed was happening among powerful figures, but that his warnings were ignored. As the story goes, critics argue that this might be why both Gibson and Wahlberg have occasionally been labeled controversial by certain media outlets. The discussion grew even louder after renewed attention around the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Epstein, a wealthy financier, was accused of running a trafficking operation involving underage girls and powerful clients. His private plane, often referred to in media reports as the Lolita Express, and his private island, Little St. James, became symbols of the scandal after court documents and testimonies described how victims were allegedly transported and abused. High-profile names such as Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk have appeared in public discussions or reporting related to Epstein's wider social circle, though being mentioned does not necessarily mean involvement in crimes. Another major factor fueling speculation is the mysterious nature of Epstein's death in 2019 while he was awaiting trial. Authorities ruled it a suicide, but the circumstances led to widespread public doubt and many conspiracy theories. Because Epstein died before going to trial, many people believe the full extent of his connections was never revealed. For some internet commentators, these events made people revisit older interviews where actors like Gibson talked about troubling experiences in Hollywood. In past conversations about his early career, Gibson suggested that the entertainment world sometimes exposed him to strange or morally questionable situations that challenged his expectations about the industry. He described feeling as though certain powerful circles operated by their own rules, where people either went along with the system or risked becoming outsiders. Whether these claims represent insider knowledge, exaggeration, or conspiracy theories remains heavily debated. What is clear is that the Epstein scandal reignited long-standing suspicions about power, secrecy, and accountability in elite circles. As a result, many online communities continue revisiting old interviews and statements from celebrities, searching for clues about what might really be happening behind Hollywood's glamorous image.
I was oh God, I was in my mid-20s the first time I really came over here. You know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand. Right. And I formed a bunch of opinions about the town. Surely that couldn't be because, and then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like, could it? And then you find out later on the track that you were exactly on track with a lot of this stuff. Not specifically on track, but that you could, that some of your worst nightmares were real at the time. And you think, it does rip your life to pieces.
Does it?
If you'll let it.
Yeah.
These little heathens with no soul downstairs with horns on their head with a battering ram trying to like walls in.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take very long. It's cascading on you all the time. You can't get away from certain attitudes, from certain modes of behavior that this town and the industry dictate. No matter how strong you are, you are going to be affected by this place. And I think it takes that kind of cockroach resilience. You can't get mad. You can't get mad. You can't let it get you because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be f***ed over at some point.
I mean, as a matter of interest, do you think it's easier because you're an outsider who came in?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it was glaring to me because I was an outsider who came in.
In another interview often discussed online, Mel Gibson claimed that back in 1993, he met with the Santa Barbara police during the investigations surrounding Michael Jackson and tried to give them the names of other people in Hollywood he believed were involved in similar misconduct. According to Gibson's account, he provided this information directly to investigators, saying the names were officially on record. However, he suggested that the authorities showed little interest in pursuing those leads and instead remained focused on building a case against Jackson. Supporters of this narrative argue that it reflects a pattern where certain allegations in the entertainment industry were overlooked while attention centered on one high-profile figure. People often compare Gibson's claims with the experience of former child star Corey Feldman, who has repeatedly spoken about abuse he says he witnessed in Hollywood. Feldman has stated that when he tried to report powerful individuals to authorities, he felt ignored or dismissed. He has also said in interviews that investigators seemed primarily interested in information related to Michael Jackson rather than the broader list of names he claimed to provide. Critics say this created the perception that some reports were not fully investigated. These stories continue to circulate in discussions about accountability in the entertainment industry. While the full details remain disputed and difficult to verify, both Gibson's and Feldman's statements are often cited by people who believe that serious allegations within Hollywood were not always handled transparently or thoroughly at the time.
You believe that when they're being by pedophiles in Hollywood.
Absolutely.
So why are you sitting down talking to me? Why aren't you sitting down with the police right now?
I've told the police. In fact, if anybody wants to go back to 1993 when I was interviewed by the Santa Barbara Police Department, I sat there and I gave them the names. They're on record. They have all of this information, but they were scanning Michael Jackson. All they cared about was trying to find something on Michael Jackson.
You said, by the way, did not.
Michael was innocent.
You said you've had death threats.
Mel Gibson also claimed Hollywood turned against him because he refused to follow industry pressure. According to him, studios refused to fund The Passion of the Christ, forcing him to finance the film himself.
I thought was very strange. There was like Hollywood resistance to that movie. Like people didn't like that you were making it. It seemed like.
Yeah, there was a lot of opposition to it, and I don't know it. I think if you ever hit on that subject matter, you're gonna get people going, because
Of course.
it's big subject.
It's first of all from secular Hollywood, where for whatever reason, Christianity is the one religion that you're allowed to disparage.
Yeah.
And then he tried to expose these CT networks.
Mel Gibson also faced major obstacles when he helped bring Sound of Freedom to audiences. Reports claim the film struggled to find studio backing, forcing him to once again support the project independently. At the time, Many people didn't understand why Hollywood seemed hesitant to promote the movie. Looking back, some believe it was because the film highlights the dark reality of child trafficking networks and how they operate behind the scenes. The story shows how children are often lured with promises of modeling or better opportunities, only to become victims. Because the movie shines a light on these disturbing crimes, supporters argue powerful people felt uncomfortable with the attention it brought.
The most disturbing problems in our world today is and particularly Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness.
When the film Sound of Freedom started gaining major attention, it reportedly pushed Mark Wahlberg to publicly support Mel Gibson, revealing that he had experienced similar struggles within Hollywood. Wahlberg explained that for years he felt pressure in the industry because of his strong Christian faith, and at times it seemed like he was expected to downplay his beliefs just to fit in. That never sat right with him, which is one reason he eventually chose to move his family to Nevada, creating distance from the Hollywood environment and focusing more on faith and family life. During an interview on the Today Show, Wahlberg made it clear that while he respects people of all beliefs, he refuses to deny his own faith just to make others comfortable, even if that stance is unpopular in the entertainment world. His experiences mirrored Mel Gibson's journey in many ways, especially when it came to producing faith-based projects that major studios were hesitant to support. Wahlberg even had to help finance his own film Father Stu after some studios showed little interest or wanted to alter the story's message. Because of situations like these, many supporters believe both Wahlberg and Gibson faced resistance in Hollywood for refusing to compromise their beliefs. Their supporters often point to other outspoken figures, such as Roseanne Barr and Corey Feldman, who have also claimed to be marginalized after criticizing aspects of the industry. With controversies like the Epstein case and the growing scrutiny around powerful figures in entertainment, some fans believe more revelations could surface in the future. Whether those claims prove true or not, the discussion has sparked ongoing debates online about power, faith, and influence within Hollywood.